Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saviryam Karavavahi Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, all of you. So, being Sunday, hope you are relaxed. So indirectly trying to say that we may stretch little longer today, so that we can take few more points. Let us chant the prayer verse. I hope you remember. The first, Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Jnana Pradam Gurum Mumukshunam Hitarthaya Tattva Bodha Vidhiyate. Also, we'll start reading so that you will be acquainted with the text. Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampanna Adhikarinam Moksha Sadhana Bhutam Tattva Viveka Prakaram Bhakshyamaha. Sadhana Chatushtayam Kim Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekaha Iha Mutrartha Phalabhoga Viragaha Samadhi Shatka Sampattihi Mumukshutvam Cha Iti. So as we have been discussing, that for everything we need qualification. If there is no qualification, or you can say if I am not qualified, definitely I am not going to understand, or I am not going to get the best benefit out of it. So that we discussed about fivefold benefits, which is called as moksha, will not come to us unless we are qualified. Especially this aghata nivrutti and paratantra nivrutti. These 2 points are crucial for a common person. So aghata nivrutti means the sense of hurt, the scar that has been created in you, and also the impact that is going to happen or is happening with reference to any situation. The jerk that you are having in your day-to-day life, that impact will not come down. The impact will continue as it was supposed to continue. And of course, this is paratantra nivrutti, that the sense of dependence, becoming free from sense of dependence will not happen, means we will continue depending upon others for our happiness. That's why instead of Vidyananda, we'll have Vishayananda. And when all these things happens, and of course, Jigyasa Nivritti, because I am just psychologically putting it differently. Jigyasa Nivritti means that the general quest, that whatever questions we have, the doubts we have, the confusion that we have for us, we will continue. Means Jigyasa Nivritti will not happen either. And of course, because of this, Dakshata Prapti, the last one, means this efficiency will not happen either. We will continue the way we are. Means we will do one thing, then we'll waste much time to put a patch up. That's why we go one step, but always again we go back 10 steps. If you look at where you started now, where you are, always you are behind, not in the front, especially with reference to emotion. With reference to many other things, definitely you are ahead of yourself. But with reference to emotional issues, most of the time people are behind. So why it happens? That's why it says lack of qualification. So the first qualification, that is why sadhana chatushtaya mukhya. So what are the fourfold qualifications? When the disciple asks this question, the Guru says the first one was what we have discussed: nitya nitya vastu vivekaha. So when he said nitya nitya vastu vivekaha, so we need to see very nicely that the discriminative knowledge between the timeless and time bound. In short, making your discriminative faculty stronger at any given situation. Your discriminative faculty must be stronger than any situation or than any emotions. Remember, I will give you a very good clue for you. That time you fluctuate. That time you are unpredictable. That time you are emotionally fragile. When the discriminative faculty becomes secondary. When, just observe yourself with reference to a person or a situation, makes no difference. When that person or situation becomes primary, because why it is primary? Please understand, no situation, no person is primary. When your insecurity, your way of thinking, or the vacuum, the emptiness that is created in you, if that is matching with other person or situation, so you give importance to that person or situation, because indirectly you are giving importance to your, the vacuum, the void, the emptiness that is in you. It's exactly like, I will give one addiction part so that it becomes easier to understand. Let us say you are addicted to alcohol. Now if there is no alcohol in you for a day, definitely you cannot manage your life. There is a big vacuum in you because of lack of alcohol. Now what happens? Now you will be definitely giving priority or importance to the alcohol. Not that you like alcohol, not that you are fond of alcohol, because the void, the emptiness that is in you is matching with that object. And of course, if the alcohol is not there, the one who drinks, the one who is already addicted, also you will not mind to give priority to that person, because that person also will support or will get for you sometimes when you need. This is how mind functions. So that means in my life, always my discriminative faculty goes to the backside. And whenever the discriminative faculty is behind me, behind the situation, behind the person, I become restless. The stability in me, please understand, the stability in me is a question mark. That's why here is being very clearly said that to start with in your day-to-day life, this is the first thing you have to take up, or else Vedanta is not going to work. The first point you need to look at is forget about this nitya and anitya, timeless and time-bound, that permanent and temporary. But you need to see, or you need to make your discriminative faculty stronger with reference to your relationship, with reference to every situation. Try to see that whether your emptiness, whether your void, whether your insecurity is in the forefront or your discriminative faculty. That you need to be conscious, that you need to be aware of it. That's why the first and foremost qualification of a seeker is to be aware of one's own discriminative faculty all the time. Don't assume or don't think, okay, I did once, my job is done, I have achieved. Because in North India we say, ye pahunch gaya Mahatma hai. Already this person has reached, okay, you understand? Pahunch gaya Mahatma, matlab kya hai? What does it mean? You understand? There is nothing called pahunch gaya Mahatma, that you have enlightened or you have reached. There is nothing called reaching, remember? It is you who want to reach. That's why the first qualification is nitya nitya vastu viveka. Try to see, try to make your discriminative faculty as strong as possible at any given situation. Of course, finally it says here nitya and anitya. Between nitya and anitya. Nitya means what is permanent, what is temporary. That also happens with reference to day-to-day life. Suppose you discover, this is how you use your discriminative faculty. Suppose you discover, yes, let us say one this washing soap or washing powder. So how you analyze? How you use your discriminative faculty? Which is good fragrance, good washing, because it depends upon your, suppose your dress is stinking all the time, so you will give priority to what? Some fragrance should be there. If you are in the countryside, it is so dirty, you will give priority to what? The cleanness should be there. You understand? And of course, if both are there together, fantastic. So that means always you give priority to that, whichever is going to last longer, better. The longevity and the goodness, please understand, the longevity and the goodness decides you to buy that that washing powder. Can you see, this is a small example? And interestingly, the nitya, the permanent, the truth, not only it is long, means longevity is there, the longevity, also the best. So that means between this satyam and mithya, between the nitya and anitya, you need to understand every moment. We'll be seeing this thing in details as time comes, don't worry. The next one will be viraga. So viraga means free from raga. So if you say free from raga, raga also includes here dvesha. Raga means like, dvesha means dislike. So the one who is not under the control of one's own likes and dislikes, that is called viraga. Generally we translate as dispassion. But in reality it is, this is the problem in English. That's why we have to be very careful while using English word. So we have to use the word once, then we have to continue viraga. Sometimes we say vairagya, also no problem. So this is called, as I told you, Vedanta paribhasa, the Vedantic terminology. So every time don't expect me, I'll say dispassion. No, I have to say viraga, vairagya. So viraga, dispassion is a wrong word. Why? When we say dispassion, just I am asking all of you, visualize, imagine a dispassionate person. How you will visualize? The fellow who doesn't have anything, correct? Sitting under a tree, maybe with a cup, or without cup, You understand? So you visualize that person is a dispassionate person who does not have anything. Hey, that fellow is a poor. I didn't ask you to visualize a poor person. I asked you to visualize a dispassionate person. This is called, English terminology. That's why the religious people, especially, these are the word came from this Britishers. So you have to show that you are dispassionate. That's why every dispassionate person try to exhibit their dispassion. You understand? So more you are able to exhibit your dispassion, you are called a dispassionate person. But here is called viraga, the one who is free from one's own likes and dislikes. Okay, how? He says, with reference to what? He says, with reference to not the object. Please understand, dispassion means what? The one who is common people, free from objects. Means one who does not have object people. But here, viraga means what? Not that who does not have object or who is free from object or people, but who is free from sense of enjoyment. Can you see the difference? Making yourself free from sense of enjoyment and being free from or keeping away from sense objects. The religious approach, so-called intellectuals or thinking oriented people highlight viraga, the dispassion means making yourself free from sense objects. It is a wrong translation. It's a wrong approach. Here we say that viraga means making yourself free from sense of enjoyment. That you don't have any craving for any enjoyment. That which is related to here, iha means here, and amutrartha, then and there means after death, including heaven. So that is called viraga, means you don't have a like, you are not carried away, neither the enjoyment with reference to here, nor including enjoyment in the heaven that is being promised by the religious people, by the scriptures, that in heaven you will have good time. You are not also interested in that, because that is another trap, remember. That's why people get trapped religiously, because which is unverifiable. Nobody comes back, and even if somebody comes back, definitely you will not accept. You will say it is a fantasy, it's a ghost, nor you will be able to relate with that fellow. So perfect. That's why he says that beautifully, the second qualification which I have to work, that let me not allow my likes and dislikes to take over me. that is related to now and here and then and there, which is related to present and related to near future or future. I have to be very clear with reference to this, or else what will happen all the time, I will be really breaking my head. Oh. That's why many people in the name of dispassion, they do everything and pretend outside that they are dispassionate. That is not a dispassion. That is called depression. That is called oppression. Do you understand? You are an oppressive person. You are a depressive person, not dispassionate person. So there is a big difference between a dispassionate person and depressive or oppressive person. So being or making yourself free from your likes and dislikes, that you need to work. That's why all qualification is what? You need to work for yourself. And it's a constant, constantly looking at yourself at every moment. Okay? What about the third one? Third one says, don't worry, there is sampati. Sampati means wealth, and that too sixfold wealth. Generally, each one is working to improve wealth. All your Viveka, means a discriminative power or faculty, is being used for what? To improve your wealth. Whether it is intellectual wealth, physical wealth, or the so-called paper wealth or digital wealth. Nowadays it's digital wealth, okay? There is no paper wealth. Earlier it was currency wealth. Now everything is digital wealth, okay? How many zeros are in your bank account, in your computer or in your phone? So people work to improve one's own wealth. And whole life is dedicated for whatever you are dedicating for only wealth. He says, look, here also you need to improve this wealth, because the wealth that you are working for or you have or you are looking for is definitely useful, but is not going to really go along with you, or it will not be helpful right moment. In fact, that wealth sometimes creates a problem, not sometimes, most of the time creates a problem for you. So here he says, you need to have a different type of wealth. And he says, what is that? Shramadhi Shatka Sampat. Begin with a Shama. So Shama means the one will be saying in details very carefully. The one whose mind is very calm. The one who has a mastery over one's own mind, not the one who controls one's own mind. So that means who is able to make one's own mind to listen to him or her. So the wealth starts with that your mind is an asset, not a devil. You understand? So that is called wealth. When your mind is an asset, mind is a slave, mind listens to you. Let us look at this way. Shama Adi, begin with the Shama, we'll say Shama Dhamma, we'll see in details, don't worry, as time comes. And finally, because this Shama Dhamma, as I am giving the clue, you have to work on all the time. And the final is called Mumukshutva. Cha iti and Mumukshutvam. Mumukshutvam means the desire for liberation. And when you say desire for liberation, so it is a state. And that has to continue all the time. Because everybody wants to be free. But that spark only for some time. Everybody wants to be happy. That spark is only for some time. It is exactly, we say very nicely, we have this Prasava Vairagya. We'll see in Vairagya time, but I am differently bringing it here. Prasava Vairagya or Samsana Vairagya. When people are in the cremation ground, what do they say? What is there in life? Did that person carry anything? I am free from everything today onwards. Now onwards. How long? As long as nobody has challenged. Those days it was there, as long as you are in the cremation ground. Nowadays we say, as long as nobody has challenged you in the cremation ground. If there somebody challenges you, you will get so angry, you will fed up and run away from that cremation ground. You understand? So that is called samsara vairagya. We also say prasava vairagya. When a lady delivers, delivery time will say, Appa, what a pain. No, no, no. How long? That you know. That's why here we all want to be a free person, happy person. But that spark only comes when we are in a deep trouble. Especially when we are arti, or you can say when you are helpless. That time you want to be a free person, you want liberation. The moment your helplessness goes away, subsides, or the situation is manageable, then what happens? Don't worry, this happiness can wait. You understand? And you will say, what? This is not the time for me. This is the time to enjoy my life. These sort of things only when I become old. Okay? This is how people look at. He says here, the fourth qualification, which is most important qualification, that the person must keep working, keep this spark alive. That I want to be a happy person. At the cost of happiness, please understand, at the cost of happiness, I cannot afford to do anything in my life. That should be the attitude. But what do you do? First you sacrifice, if there is a word called sacrifice, okay? If first you want to sacrifice your happiness. First, really, I have noticed with people, first, and they'll say, oh, look, I am sacrificing. Yes, you are sacrificing your happiness. A mother sacrifices. What sacrifices? For the child's sake. Sacrifices one's own happiness. And when the child grows up, kicks, and same mother will say, I sacrificed. Yes, you sacrificed your happiness. That's why you are miserable. Continue. Who asked you to sacrifice your happiness? You understand? So, but you need to maintain this spark all the time. At any given situation. I cannot compromise my happiness. I don't think the happiness is your selfishness, okay? That's why you say liberation. That's why you say freedom. And that to be all the time. Because if you are really looking for happiness all the time, definitely you cannot be a selfish person either. Problem is you want to be a happy person time to time. So when you want to be a happy person time to time, then your happiness means selfish oriented or self-oriented happiness. Self means your likes and dislikes oriented happiness. Whereas when you want all the time, definitely it's not going to happen. Okay, I understand, but I would like to know in details. You use the word nitya vastu viveka. The viveka means the discrimination between nitya and anitya vastu. But exactly what do you mean by this nitya and anitya? This question comes by the student. If you agree with me, I can take 10 minutes more today, being Sunday. If not, you can raise your hand. If all of you agree, then I will go, or else I will stop already time. If you agree all, okay, fantastic. No problem. So whoever wants to go away, they are most welcome to leave. No problem. Nitya vastu vivekaha kaha. So the question comes. Again the disciple asks the question, okay, I understand these are the 4 qualifications, but I would like to know in details. So what do you mean by this word nitya and anitya word? So he says, what is the discriminating knowledge between timeless and time bound? What do you mean by that? Exactly what you want to communicate. So when this question comes, of course the teacher comes forward. Yes. Nitya vastu ekam brahma tad vyatiriktam sarvam anityam ayam eva nitya nitya vastu vivekaha. Yes, I have been talking this nitya and anitya. Very nice. When you ask the question, in answer again the teacher says nitya vastu ekam iti. The timeless is one. In fact, that which is one, that is timeless. If there are two things, that cannot be timeless, because each one will start restricting other. This is the minimum physics, okay? That's why we say there cannot be two permanent. The minimum basic physics should be there. Sometimes religious people do not have basic knowledge, okay? You bluff, nothing wrong in it. Hey, bluff intelligently. So two permanent. If you believe in me, you will go to the heaven, permanent. If you don't believe in me, you will go to hell, permanent. Hey, how can be there two permanent? Learn to bluff, nothing wrong in it bluffing. But bluff intelligently. At least somebody should teach them to bluff intelligently, okay? Or at least bluff one, second one keep quiet, okay? However, coming back here, nityam vastu ekam iti. First. So that which is one, that oneness is eternal. Because nityam means what? We'll see in details. That is called satyam, which he says, that is called Brahma, which in Taittiriya Upanishad says satyam jnanam anantam brahma iti. We'll be seeing in details as time comes, will come, okay? As it gets unfolded, we'll see. So in short here it says, that is called nityam, which was, which is, and which will be. And only one thing can exist. There is no duality at all. And moreover, that is being named here as Brahma. So what we call says Brahman the limitless. We'll be seeing in details as time demands. Tad vyatiriktam. Other than that, everything is anitya, is time bound. So one is timeless, limitlessness. Other than that, anything you say, that is limited in nature, including heaven. Because heaven, is it created or not? So if it is created, that means what? It was not earlier. That itself explains that it is time bound. And though it is created in time, will it be destroyed in time or not? Yes, maybe millions or trillions years. This is the difference. It has to be destroyed in time. So the extension of the time is not limitless. Remember this. The problem with common people is, like, we have, till now also some places in India we have, everywhere they say, so is your job is temporary or permanent? Everybody in India wanted government job. Do you know why? Permanent job. Hey, what is permanent? So permanent means what? That 20, 30 years of job is called permanent. You understand? Same thing also, permanent is heaven. So permanent means what? The extension of time. That is not really permanent. However, this is called here ayam eva nitya nitya vastu vivekaha. So to understand that there is only one thing exists, that is called nitya. Other than that, everything is anitya. Now question may arise, what is that Brahman? We'll be seeing in details. Because that Brahman finally will be me, myself. Because we are talking here the self-knowledge. And why and how we'll arrive at, we'll be talking in details. And remember, means you are the only truth. It is me only the truth. Other than me, everything is time bound. That means at the cost of me, my happiness, my liberation, my freedom, I cannot do anything. So that means I cannot sacrifice myself. Okay, you understand? Then you can say, wow, Swamiji, this is what I wanted. I want to be egoist person. I want to establish myself. It is me. Okay, nothing wrong in it. If you want to me, I have got a chopper, because you know how this goat makes me. So when the goat makes me, there is a chopper, okay? So what is the chopper? Viraga kaha. So what is dispassion? In answer says, Iha surga bhogesu ichcharahityam. So Iha bhogesu ichcharahityam means, here it says, that free from or absence of what? The desire, with reference to enjoyment. And what sort of enjoyment? That the enjoyment that are available here, also in Surga, in heaven. Now the first one I said you, yes, me. Now the chopper comes what? Yes, you can do me, nothing wrong in it. It is me, nothing wrong in it. But remember, you cannot encourage your likes and dislikes. Please do me without encouraging your likes and dislikes. Try. Can you see this point? Nothing wrong in saying me. But without your likes and dislikes, means without encouraging, not without encouraging, without getting carried away, without making your likes and dislikes predominant. Try. And if you can do that, that means I am interested. Please understand, I am not even in a common relationship. Remember, this is a beautiful point to understand. In a common relationship, nobody likes others' likes and dislikes. As long as my likes matches your likes, perfect. As long as my dislikes matches your dislikes, perfect. That's why you say, do you know, my enemy, please understand, my enemy and others' enemy. What happens? Both of them become friend. If you are your enemy and my enemy are both are one and same, then automatically we both become friend, because we have got same target. My dislike and your dislike matches. Then what happens? That means in dislike there is a like. So also in like there is dislike. You understand? So basically nobody likes your likes and dislikes. Remember, in life nobody will like your likes and dislikes. That's why the moment your likes and dislikes come to the forefront, the relationship breaks. That's why here you need to look at that the desire of enjoyment, that enjoyment is available now and here and with reference to heaven. Because the reason is why, when you are a bhokta, with this I will stop it. When you are a bhokta means the enjoyer. Means when there is sense of enjoyment predominant in you. Now, based on the depth, the seriousness, the emptiness or the craziness of the bhokta, the enjoyer, the karta becomes active. If you want to say in a different language, polished language, if the enjoyer in you is stronger, is deprived, now the karta in you will not follow any rules and regulations. Karta means the doer. The doer while doing action will not follow anything at all. How? With small example. Let us say in summer I am thirsty. So when I am thirsty, the enjoyer in me wants to enjoy the water, because I have come to a conclusion that I am thirsty, I may die. And now the deeper the enjoyer in me, enjoyership in me, now what happens? The moment I see water, now the enjoyership becomes a doer. Now as a person to drink, I will not follow even if it's minimum etiquette. And of course if it is in my room, my house, what I will do? Open the fridge with the bottle, duck, 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 you understand? Even if I will not have patience to bring a glass and pour it and do it, straight up from the fridge, duck, 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 then what happens? With the hot sun I have come, next moment my throat will affect. It's a common thing I am trying to say. Common example. So the doer in me becomes aggressive. Please understand. The doer in me becomes aggressive. The doer in me becomes fragile. The doer in me becomes adamant. The doer in me is unpredictable. Because of what? Because of the sense, the enjoyership in me. The way the enjoyership in me functions, accordingly the doership works. The problem with many people is they do not look at the enjoyership in them. So when you do not look at the enjoyership in you, but you will try to look at this doership, then what happens? You try to control the doer. Yes, sometimes control. Then after that what happens? Volcano. It doesn't work. That's why when this is there, what to do? How to go about it? He says, Samadhi Sadka Sampati. You need to develop this sixfold wealth, which we will see tomorrow. Please close your eyes.
पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति।